Be sure to join me in today's video, guys, as I give you 5 tips that will make you an absolute insane player of Black Ops 4 multiplayer. Be sure to tune out throughout the whole video so you don't miss any of these tips. And without further ado, guys, why don't we jump straight into the video? Hello everyone, how are you guys all doing today? My name is Mirko and welcome back to another Black Ops 4 video. So in today's video, guys, I'm going to be giving you 5 crucial tips in order for you to do well in Black Ops 4. Now we're going to be focusing specifically on Black Ops 4 multiplayer. So before I get into the video, I'd just like to say, if you're new, watch this video, you're not currently a subscriber, be sure you're subscribing down below. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. And if you enjoy this video, be sure you're liking this video, commenting and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the first tip, which will make you a good player at Black Ops 4. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is predicting enemy spawns. Now, very experienced Call of Duty players or even casual players that have played the game for some time actually learn how to predict enemy spawns. Now, you can't 100% predict every player that spawns in the map in a game of Black Ops 4. That's impossible. But what you can do is you can see where your teammates are on the map, and then you can then predict where to go, adjusting to where your teammates are. Now I'm just going to give you guys an example on frequency. So as you guys can see, I was on the outskirts of the map. I could see my teammates were on one side of the map. So what I've done is I decided to go around the outskirts and go to the complete other side of the map because I knew the enemies were going to be spawning there. There were no teammates there at all. So I knew I would be able to pick up a kill or two. If you are with a teammate or even 2 teammates, then the likelihood of enemies spawning next to you are near to none. This is why it's always important to be checking the minimap when playing Black Ops 4. And if you want to pick up a loads of kills, then predicting enemy spawns is something that comes with experience. And the more you play Black Ops 4 and get familiar with the maps, the more you understand where the spawn points are on each map, and you'll just gain more experience. But just be aware to always be checking your minimap, because there are times where enemies can spawn behind you and you could be left behind by your teammates. The spawns can be quite dodgy sometimes in this game, so always be checking your minimap and you will gain experience with predicting spawns. I can guarantee you that. Now the second tip I'm going to be talking to you guys about in order for you to be a good Call of Duty player is your awareness skills. Now being aware of what's going on around you is probably one of the most crucial parts in order for you to do well every time you go into a game of Black Ops 4. Now awareness comes under a lot of different areas, so just to break down a few examples, I want to talk to you guys about being aware where your teammates are and also being aware of dangerous situations. So for example, using teammates as a bait. Now I know this is not a good, if you're a team player and you listen to this, I do apologise, but this is not a good example if you want to play the objective well and be a team player. But using teammates as bait is a very good example of just being aware overall. So if you feel like there's enemies in a building and a teammate's running into the building, you want to make sure you let them run in first, make sure it's all clear, and if they do get in an engagement, you can come in as third party and pick off the enemies while they're not expecting you at all. That's just one crucial part. Another crucial part is if an enemy is on the B flag in domination, you don't want to jump on it straight away. You want to be aware that there's no enemies surrounding B, and if there are, you can pick them off because they'll probably be focused on your teammate that's on B, and then just jump onto B a few seconds before the flag is captured. That way you're helping your teammate out more effectively, and you're also being aware on what's going on around the B flag as well. Now going on to predicting enemy spawns with my first tip, this also leads on to good awareness skills. You want to be aware that the spawns aren't flipping right on you, and you want to be aware where your teammates are, where the enemies could possibly be spawning. So effectively this tip could also cover the first tip as well. As I said earlier, awareness comes under a lot of different barriers. So overall, if you're aware of everything that's happening to you in game when you're playing Black Ops 4, and you're aware of the spawns, you're aware of where your teammates are, you're aware of the objective, and you are keeping an eye on the minimap, this will increase your chances of doing well in every game you play on Black Ops 4. And this is a crucial must in Black Ops 4. You need to have good awareness skills in order for you to go on them big kill streaks, get those high scoring gameplays and all that good stuff we all love to do when playing Black Ops 4. Now the third tip I'm going to be talking to you guys about is decision making. So this can come under when you're going to be using your specialist at the right time in order for you to take full advantage of it, when to commit in a gunfight against an opponent, and lots of other things that come under decision making in order for you to get the right outcome. So quickly going over when to commit into a gunfight, when should you take the decision to continue, do. I'm going to go over it really briefly and quickly because I did do a video the other day on when to commit to a gunfight. But overall, if you feel like the gunfight is at a 50-50 advantage, you want to try and back away if you can from the gunfight. The only time you want to commit to a gunfight is if you've put probably the first few bullets into the enemy and you're about 60 to 70% sure that you're going to win the gunfight. And if you have no chance of backing away, then that's when accuracy and things like jump shotting and all that good stuff come into play. And if you've got no choice, then obviously you have to continue with the gunfight. But if you've got a choice and you feel like the gunfight's at 50-50, then always back away and then go back when you're healed and you feel like you've got more of an advantage. This is something that I use all the time when playing Black Ops 4. You need to know when to commit and then when to back off at the right times. So I see a lot of people use their specialists as soon as it becomes available to them, which I think is absolutely crazy. So you want to make sure you're using a specialist when either you've got a few kills already and you're about to get your score streaks, or when you need to make a big play and you need to come in clutch for your teammates. You need to use your specialists at the right time. You only get them about once, maybe twice a game, so you want to use them at the right times. I usually like to use my specialists when I'm a few kills away from a big score streak, or when I feel like I'm not in a vulnerable position. That means being probably surrounded by teammates or knowing where all of the enemies are going to be spawning. I then whip out my Annihilator or Tempest and then use it in that way, which I know I've got a very unlikely chance of dying and I've got a very good chance of picking off some enemies. So be sure your overall decision making is crucial in Black Ops 4. You're using your specialists at the right time, you're not overcommitting in gunfights, and you'll be good to go. Honestly, this is another crucial part, and this is a really big journey for you to become a better player at Black Ops 4. Now, the fourth tip we're going to be talking to you guys about is your overall best setup. Now, things like best class setups, best sensitivity, you know, best overall settings for Call of Duty, all of these things come under the best setup for you to do as best as you possibly can. You need to have the correct perks, attachments for your specific gun and your specific playstyle for you to go on and then do well in game. You need to make sure you're picking the correct sensitivity for you, and there is no perfect sensitivity. I'm sure you heard that before. If you feel like your aim is a little bit off, be sure to lower that. You want to make sure you have good aim and also have good sensitivity overall. You want to make sure you're using the correct control layouts. I use stick and move just for jump shotting, and I feel like jump shotting is really effective in this game. And you want to have the best class setups as well. There are thousands of videos, including loads on my channel, on best class setups for assault rifles, depending what gun you enjoy to use. But I'm sure you guys have a little bit of experience knowing what perks to use, what attachments to use for certain guns, and you want to make sure you have the correct setups in order for you to go and do well and smash it in Black Ops 4. I always like to run Gun Ho, and I've actually done a separate video on why I like Gun Ho and why I think Gun Ho is probably the best perk in the game, just because you can pull your gun up faster after sprinting, which really helps you win those all important gunfights, because you can pull your gun up faster than the enemy and you can then get the first few shots into the enemy. So I always use Gun Ho. I like to use Quick Draw on most of my setups. I like to feel that my character is really fast in everything he does, so that's why I like to use things like Gun Ho, Quick Draw. But you want to be picking the perfect perks and attachments for your certain playstyle, so you always need to make sure you haven't got really stupid classes. And that's just overall, even if you're a good Call of Duty player, if you don't have the right classes, then I can guarantee you're not going to be doing as well. Now, the fifth tip which you guys need to know is understanding your playstyle. Now, this is actually something that I don't see a lot of people do. I don't see a lot of people actually understand their playstyle and stick with their playstyle. Now, a lot of people like to try and rush around the map, like people such as the Korean Savage, just because they think that's the best thing to do. But if they really don't suit that playstyle and they're forcing themselves to change the playstyle, then they're not going to be doing well. If you're the sort of person that likes to play passively with an assault rifle, but you watch people that you go absolutely ham with an SMG, that doesn't mean if you use an SMG the same as their class that you're going to do the exact same as they are, because everyone's just has a different playstyle. You know, not everyone's the same. You have people that like to use an LMG and just lay down all the time. You have people that specifically like to play the objective, and you also have people that like to play passively with an assault rifle. What I'm trying to get at here is you need to actually know what suits your playstyle and be sure to take that playstyle into Black Ops 4. So they're the 5 tips in order for you to do well when playing Black Ops 4. If you made it through the whole video, I'd like to say thank you for listening to me, and also I hope these tips really do improve you as a Call of Duty player. If you did enjoy this video, definitely drop a like down below. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure you're subscribing, all of that good stuff. Be sure to take all these tips into the game, and I'm going to catch all of you guys out in another Black Ops 4 video. Thanks for watching, take care guys.